大家好，我是陈雨桐. Hi, I'm Melissa with Chinese International News, and today we're here at Houston Baptist University to do an interview with Jonathan Fisher, the owner of Brand Extract. Their company creates and grows brands, and let's find out what he does. Brand Extract, Jonathan Fisher, and what he does is creating and growing brands. Could you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, I'd be excited to do that, and thank you for having me on. So I started as a designer in the industry with a design communications degree and spent the early part of my career working for ad agencies. And then in the 90s, with the advent of the internet, moved into more of the digital arena and corporate communications world. And so today what we do is we consult with corporations, both on the consumer side or the business side, to help them kind of evaluate their brands and manage their brands in the marketplace. So.
Okay. Wow, big changes.
The world's constantly evolving. It really is.
So how did you get into consulting in particular?
You know, most of the clients that we work with, we found had a lot of gaps in their strategies or their communications approaches, the way they would do sales and marketing. And with the kind of constant changing of technology that's out there today, we found that there was a real need to sort of fill in those gaps for the clients that we were working with. There's a lot of very strong marketing departments and very strong sales departments, and a lot of good visionaries that are helping lead companies and where they're headed and their directions. But we recognized that from a consulting standpoint, there was a bigger void in the marketplace. And so we've stepped in to the best of our abilities to help where we can.
Wow, it's like Steve Jobs connecting the dots with everything. It makes a big thing, right?
We talk a lot about connecting dots.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does your job usually involve, especially for students who might be thinking about doing consulting in the future?
So as a brand strategist, you have a lot of disciplines you need to master. First off, you need to be very good at research, looking at what the competition's doing, looking at what the marketplace needs or wants, understanding that product or service and how it fits those needs in the marketplace. So there's always a lot of research involved with what we do, talking to consumers, different buyers, understanding their hierarchy of needs or their decision-making criteria that they'll go through. So I would say first and foremost, research is great, good skill to have. Secondly, I think you need to, in our profession, you need to be very good at just the creative aspects of it, the coming up with the campaigns, the coming up with the strategies that you're going to solve the problems with. So it helps to be a good analytical thinker, a good, focus on critical thinking skills, if you will. And third, I think, it helps to be a good salesman. Because you have to convince your clients, to do the right thing more often than not. And so good people skills, be brave, good presentation skills. If you're like me, I was very terrified early when I was much younger at public speaking or doing interviews like this. It would not be something I would have done. So develop those skills in public pretty early on because you're always pitching your ideas and you're always presenting solutions to your clients, and it helps to be talented and convincing at that.
That's great. Practice makes perfect, right?
It does. Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay, so this is so in this interview we're talking with also the Asian community here for the Chinese International News. So what do you have to say for like Asian businesses who want to get into the American market and vice versa?
Well, I think touching on what we just talked about in terms of those skills, the research piece, it's important to know the markets that you're going into. Whether you're a U.S.-based company going into Asian markets or vice versa, it really helps to understand what are the differences culturally, socially, understand, how are people motivated, motivations may be unique depending upon the industries that they're selling into, understand, what are their social acceptances for things like responsiveness, what might be customary for expectations for service and how it's delivered, very formally, very informally. So I think it's really important that in any market that you're going into worldwide, that you understand the market to the best of your ability. So I think research is a pretty critical first step in that process.
Okay, so
Yeah.
for all our marketing students out there, research and hone your skills on researching.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like is your next big step for you and your company?
Where we would like to go with what we're doing these days for companies is, we enjoy working with the CEOs. We work mostly with small and mid-market businesses where we can affect change and affect the brand throughout the entire organization. Most people think of branding as maybe just their logo or their ad campaigns or their design standards, but we view a company's brand as that promise that it makes to the marketplace, whether it's a product or service, and what it stands for. And if you look at all the touch points behind how those impressions are formed in the marketplace, everything from their customer service to their operations to their quality assurance processes to how they handle billing, to their supply chain management, their timely delivery of materials. We believe that it's just critically important to manage that entire universe of touch points. And so we are working to add more and more disciplines that allow us to affect more of those touch points for the clients that we serve.
Okay. So it sounds like more than consulting, you're really coaching these companies to be at the top.
Yeah, we think it's important that they differentiate, they understand where their competitive advantages are, and that they leverage those advantages in the marketplace. And they need to realize that happens on so many dimensions. And we like to manage those, like I said, to manage those touch points.
So what is that one advice you would give to other professionals in this industry or to students who are looking into this industry?
I would say that this industry is all about, developing insights and managing expectations, right? Because brands are formed through those perceptions and through those touch points. And so if you can understand how those perceptions are formed, how those brands are formed in the marketplace, through all the technology and social media and all those interactions that are out there, if you can develop the insights and the understanding, then you have the skills from which to affect it and to manage it and influence it moving forward. Did I answer the question? So, I always tell a lot of people in this industry, never assume anything.
That is true.
Right? Do your research, do your homework, develop a plan, have a great strategy, and attack it with a vengeance and a passion, and you'll probably be successful if you do that. So I would say the same is true for job seekers. Know something about the organizations that you're targeting.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I hope this answered some of your questions about what business consultants do. And if you're interested, you can check out Jonathan Fisher at his website, Brand Extract.
Brand Extract, yep.
Okay, well, thank you so much. This is Chinese International News, Yang Yan Yang Yu. It's your voice.